Bada bing, bada boom. Social Inform Media.
This story is brought to us by LATimes.com. From the Los Angeles Times, we get the news that 20 police officers across the state of California may be out of a job because they face possible decertification by the state's law enforcement accreditation body, Commission of Peace Officer Standards, or POST, which is formerly Police Officer Standards and Training. That's what it used to be. Now it's the Commission of Peace Officer Standards, or POST. I don't know, not CPOS, CPOS. At any rate, a move would strip them of a license to carry a badge in the state of California unless they are cleared by a post investigation or succeed in an appeal. The officers accused of serious misconduct, including sexual misconduct, fraud, excessive force, and abuse on duty, will not be able to work as sworn police officers for any California police agency. They're going to lose their whole certification to be a cop. This is an additional punishment to whatever actions prosecutors or their own departments take against them for these charges or these claims. Now, the public list is the first since California became the latest state to implement a process for decertifying police officers for serious misconduct. The legislation was enacted in 2021, and author State Senator Stephen Bradford, a Democrat from Gardena, said it was needed to prevent police officers who are fired or resign during misconduct investigations from moving to another police agency. They should call this the Nomad Law. That's right, no nomad law. You're not a nomad anymore. Yeah, they're going to take away their certification, and they won't be able to, let's say, get decertified in San Bernardino, resign in San Bernardino under misconduct and go, hey, I'll just go to Stockton up north and be a cop again. No, because POST is going to take your certification away. Now, in most cases, the officers were suspended pending the completion of an investigation by POST investigators. A post advisory board will decide the officer's fate. A temporary suspension can last up to 3 years for them to investigate. Officers convicted of a felony will be barred from working as a police officer ever again in California. Whoa. There you go. No more cops with felonies. Now listen to this. Law enforcement officers on the list include police from San Bernardino, San Francisco, Stockton, Rohnert Park, and Redwood City, as well as Sonoma, San Diego, Kern, and San Bernardino counties. That's why we film the police, right? This is why we film you guys. Some of the temporary suspensions are for allegations of serious crimes. Nicholas Bloed, a Stockton police officer, didn't I do an editorial on him? But he was arrested in November on multiple sexual assault charges, including assault, sodomy, oral copulation by use of force. He was temporarily suspended February 15th of this year. San Bernardino has 2 cops. One, Fidel Ocampo Rodarte, was issued a temporary suspension on March 1st following his arrest last November on suspicion of firing his service weapon into the air outside the Dogwood Tavern along Highway 189 in San Bernardino County. That's right up here, up the mountain. Now, a search warrant was served at his home. They'd arrest one of us for doing that. We go outside. You fired your weapon in the air. That's a felony, or whatever it is. I don't know, but I digress. It's early, guys. Another San Bernardino police officer, Sonny Aguilera, was given a temporary suspension last month, but no public information is available about an arrest or charges related to the allegation. San Bernardino officials did not return a message seeking to determine if he was still employed by the department, and they won't. They don't like to talk about things like that. Now, if it was a janitor there, or somebody who worked in the cafeteria, yeah, they'd release all kind of information. But a cop. In Rohnert Park, Officer Joseph Huffaker has been temporarily suspended and charged with extortion after he was accused of illegally seizing cannabis from drivers during traffic stops and then later falsifying records to cover up his actions. A little 420 time for you, officer. Another former officer in Rohnert Park, Brendan J.C. Tatum, was convicted of 3 federal charges for being the ringleader in the traffic stops where the cannabis was taken, and has been deemed ineligible to serve. Bye-bye. You'll have to go to New York and look at the NYPD. I don't know, they don't like marijuana either. What other state? Colorado. You can go to Colorado and be a cop. San Francisco police officers Kevin Lyons and Kevin Sheehan have been temporarily suspended after they were arrested last year in connection with the destruction of evidence. They're accused of destroying credit cards, identification records, and suspected methamphetamine discovered in the luggage of a person staying in a hotel. Lyons and Sheehan allegedly told staff that cataloging evidence would take too long and instead disposed of the credit cards and IDs in a shred bin and flushed the drugs down in a hotel toilet, according to federal court complaints. I'm sure the DA loved that. There goes our evidence. Dismissed. And so I'll put a link to this story in the description box if you want to go back and read it for yourself. Maybe you'll get something else from it. But I tried to give you the shortest of the story that I could, but you had to hear it all. Look, these cops are out there doing wrong, man. And then police get upset when we're standing there recording them for accountability and transparency. Well, if we don't, there you go. Maybe these cops would have been caught a lot sooner had somebody been recording them. I mean, we've got cop watchers in those places.